and today we'll be talking about what modules are. I know some of us have heard about modules, some of us have heard about what libraries and what frameworks are. And today we are going to focus on what modules are so we can tend to differentiate them for ourselves. So what exactly is module? You can say module is in Python is a file that can contain Python code. It helps organize code into smaller or usable piece instead of writing everything in script. We can divide our code into multiple files, making it easy to maintain. I know some of us have found something like import this one, import this one. You might say import random, import something else. These are modules. Like there's some situation where you want to separate your file. Let's say your files you're writing is too long. Example is too much. There's some situation we want to the handling of this particular part. Let it be in this file. So then I can import it to this particular file and then make use of them, because if I have to put everything in one particular file, it's going to be really, really huge. And it's going to you can tend to go make our IDE or can get our IDE to misbehave in a way we do not want if your code is too much and is being run in one particular file. So that is what modules just basically is to when you separate some files in another, like maybe like functions, for example, when you write your function to do it that does a particular thing, and you move it to a particular file and then you import it later on. And when you import it, make sure that you are still in the same folder, because if you're not in the same folder, the importation might require some little bit of tweaking to do. But once in the same folder, just have to import it in a new file. What is exactly is a module? Like what I just explained is a module. A module is just a separate file that holds a particular section of your script, a particular section of your code. So you don't need to jam pack everything or just bombard your environment with your code. And most of the time, modules contains like functions that are being written in a particular script, and then you import it. Well, let me give an example. Let's say I wrote something like func. I gave it add. I like the name add. I want to add two numbers, so I'm going to do a comma b. B. These are arguments, so I can say return a plus b. You can see this. What does this function do? This what it does is just to add two numbers here, which is our a and b. So let me go down. Let me call this function add, which is I'm going to give the value of a, let's say 6, and the value for that of our b, let's say 7. We know that 6 plus 7 should definitely give us, that should be 13. But so let me store this in a variable called val. Let me print out the val. So when I run it, you can see, sorry, expected server. But the sorry, it's supposed to be a colon, no. This. So let me run this. We can see we got 13. So let's say in a situation where we don't want to make use of this function here. So we want to import it in another script. We can look at this environment as our module. We can import it in another of our script. And how do we do that? Just say import add. And we are going to give it our argument, and then argument that the parameter that is being required by this function, and then when we do that, it's going to give us an output like what we got here. We're going to still make use of this module as we go on in this tutorial. We are still going to understand how all these modules of a guy works. So I just want to give us a little bit of understanding of how module works, so we won't be mistaking it with frameworks and library. You can say module is just a particular section of your code that you can import and then make use of them later on. Like this guy, now if I want to have another Python file that handles this, that just I'll import it to that file and make use of it. Then you can call this a module. So hope it's not confusing. Okay, let me give an example. Let me have these files open here. Let me go to this conversion. Let me import this add in this let me clean it. So how do you do that? I can say from where do you write this? It was on this comment, the comment file. So I can say from comment import. I say import add. What am I importing add? I'm importing this function here. So I can then just say val. I'm going to like what we did. You can see add. I'll know what add does. It takes two. I can see here it's already specifying any which is going to be our A is going to be 5 and our B is going to be 7. Okay, let me do what we did earlier, which was 7 and our A was 6 that time. So let me print our val. Okay, let's see the out. As you can see, I got 13. Like what when we did it here, what did I do? I just imported this file. You can see it's in this comment part, and then I imported it to this conversion by importation. You can see this is just a module. You can see this add I imported here in this is a module. So this just basically what modules are. It's a section of your file that contains your particular side of your script, and then import it later on and make use of them later. So I think this should give you a sort of understanding of what modules are. So I think this will be where we'll draw the curtain for this video. So I'll be happy to see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.